What's going on, YouTube? Out here on the Husky 701 after we did all the mods. Alright.
Hey, see, I really been popping my shit on a whole nother level. You playing, get sent to the devil. These bitches been on me, I swear they keep calling my phone. I'm like, hold on, let me check the schedule. If she get time of day, then I had to go.
My favorite mod thus far that I've done to this bike is definitely this Cupman computer by Tech here. If you guys have a Supermoto or any type of bare bones dash like this, I don't know if they make it for your bike or not, but if they do make anything similar to this, it is an absolute lifesaver. I love this thing. Has a gear indicator, your RPMs, coolant temp. You can hook up oil temp, oil pressure, but I didn't even bother hooking that up. I just wanted to really monitor coolant. Alright, and you got a little tachometer up here, which is so useful on this bike because I redid the gearing. See it turns, it's green, and then when you get up higher in the RPM, it turns yellow, then it'll turn red, then it'll flash. So super helpful on these bikes for sure, especially since I changed the gearing. So my gears are super short now, so constantly need to change, and it's nice to know exactly where I'm at, what gear I'm in. You know, it's hard to keep track when you're constantly up and down, especially when I take this thing to the track. It's going to be really helpful. So yeah, this thing's worth its weight in gold. It was a little bit of a pain to install. All the injections were in German, so that was not easy to figure out how to install it, but I got it finally. After tons and tons of research, I finally got it, and it's definitely worth the hassle. Alright, now one thing, the mods that I do regret putting on this bike, these mirrors, CRG arrows. Alright, I like the fact how they flip in and out. You know, you can flip them however you want. You can rotate them all the way in. You know, that is nice. But I'm talking about the actual mirror itself. I don't know. There's probably not much they can do for it, but when you get above like 40, 50, they just vibrate so bad you can't even see out of them. It's like, what's the point of even having them? And just the price they want for these things is insane. I bought the knockoffs on Amazon. Guys, you can put them side by side and I really can't tell the difference at all. So yeah, they're nice to have. I'm glad I bought them, but are they worth the hefty price tag? No, not in my opinion. Alright, so sorry, it's super sunny out, guys. I'm trying to look at my GPS, but yeah, so today's topic pretty much is going to be, you know, how I'm liking the bike. Do I regret buying it? There's a bunch of videos out there, you know, top 5 things I hate about my Husky 701, top 5 things I love about it. I'm just going to make one video and pretty much sum it all up. You know, obviously I should probably wait a little bit more time. You know, I've only had it for a few months and I really haven't ridden it much because I've been doing so many mods to it, you know. That's why I wanted to take it out today. I got to run some errands. I got about, you know, 2 hours worth of riding to do. I figured I'd take it out and really just, you know, get used to it, feel it out. But yeah, honestly, I will be honest, guys. I've been having some, you know, second thoughts, almost a hair of regret for not buying another Super Sport. I don't know, guys. Just, I started on a 600 Super Sport. I've owned 1000s, a bunch of 600s, and you know, I just always, just something about them, guys. I just can't explain it. So yeah, guys, just something about a Super Sport that I can't get away from them. So, you know, I took a break from bike life for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and then I took a little break, and then I decided I wanted another bike, so I bought an MT-09. You know, after all the raving reviews and everything, and don't get me wrong, it's an amazing bike. But I came from a zx6r to an MT-09, and it was a great bike, but it just always felt like something was missing. Can't quite put my finger on it. So, and that kind of, that's kind of how I feel with this bike. I was looking at the brand new 2014 zx6rs before I bought this, and then I'm getting this instead. And you know, I have a bit of, you know, wondering what would happen if I did buy that instead of this. But we got the Ninja now, so I'm hoping the Ninja is going to satisfy that itch for that full fairing sport bike. Obviously it doesn't have the power and the top speed, but you know, that's not the only reason I like the Super Sports. I just like the Super Sports just because they're so stable, and you know, personally I think they're pretty comfortable. If you ride them properly, holding the bike with your torso and your legs instead of putting weight on the bars, they actually are pretty comfortable. You know, they do so good on the highway, guys. I'm just so sick of these upright, open air bikes on the highway just getting blown all over the place. That full fairing just so nice on the highway. What's going on up here? That fire truck just right in the middle of the road. Very strange. An accident must have just happened or something. I guess. Go around right here. But no, the more I ride this bike, the more, you know, I grow to love it. I mean, how could you not like this thing? You know. Also, my theory is I need to get the wheelies down pat. Once I get the wheelies down pat, I feel it's going to be a game changer. So all the bikes I have, I always usually take the Grom, and I have the most fun on it just because I can wheelie it. And it's, you know, doing wheelies is like the most fun thing about riding motorcycles. So once I'm able to wheelie this, I think it's gonna completely change the game for me. Oh, it is a hot one. It's nice to be able to keep an eye on the temp now. See, we're up 206. I don't know, you know, it's been a while since I had a bike with a coolant temp gauge, so I'm not even sure what's considered, you know, super hot or not, but I know anything over 200 is getting a little warm. Gotta love the sound of a thumper. I don't care who you are. That dirt bike sound just brings so much nostalgia. You know, everyone pretty much grew up riding dirt bikes. And just hearing that single cylinder thump. God, it sounds so good. But this thing just pulls, guys. Pulls like a freight train. I mean, look at this. 5,000 RPM pull. Just fucking rockets you. 5th gear pull, guys. Absolutely monster. But yeah. So yeah, I'm not, you know. Overall, I'm happy with my decision. There's no way I'm going back now, guys. I put so much freaking money in this bike. You have no freaking idea how much money and time, not even money, just time, I spent installing all these mods. A lot of work went into this thing. so I'm definitely gonna enjoy it. Yeah, that's another issue though. As bad as I want to wheelie this bike, I also want to wreck this thing. And you know, with my Grom, it's no big deal. I've already looped it a few times. It's no biggie because I have all the crash protection, 12 bar, you know, rear set savers, all the shit on it. You can't hurt that bike if you wanted to. This thing, if you drop it, you know, there ain't really too much to protect it besides these handguards, and you know, it'd really suck to bang this thing up. I got the front sliders on, the front axle sliders. I really need to get the rear ones. I heard those help this bike a lot if you drop it. So that's next on my list. But yeah, as far as future mods, guys, not a whole lot left I have to do on this. See, we're only going 60 right now, and the wind is just beating me up. I mean, that's, if I was on a full fairing, I'd be nice, tucked, cozy, cruising, you know, smooth. That's the one thing I don't like about being upright like this. You're just a big open sail in the wind. But yeah, as far as feature mods, this clutch lever's got to go, guys. I need a shorty, 1 finger, 2 finger clutch lever. Obviously, you can use this one with 2, but you know, pressing against your knuckles. So I want to replace this whole unit, new master. I'm going to get a Brembo master for this side too. Upgrade the brakes. That's a cop right next to me. Don't do anything too crazy. Look how inconspicuous that, look at that, regular ass, old ass F-150, mind you. Look, I saw the star on the license plate, and the yellow license plate, I looked in there, it's a whole ass cop in there, with a freaking laptop and everything. You gotta be careful, guys. I mean, that, you know, if I didn't notice that license plate, I probably would have been hauling ass right by his ass, and got pulled over. You gotta keep your eyes peeled out here, them cops will be riding in anything. So that kind of sucks. Now I gotta cruise the speed limit this whole entire ride. Get behind them. Man, Bo, the cops freaking speeding. So yeah, the gearing, I'm on the fence. So I went 1 down in the front, 3 up in the rear, and this is the problem right here. I'm going 80, 6 gear, at 5,800 RPMs. Which isn't terrible, but you know, if I want to cruise, say I want to cruise 80, 90 on the highway, you know, the RPMs are kind of up there. I'm into my last gear. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a freaking dirt bike, so you know, it's kind of to be expected. It's not too bad, but I did take a decent amount off my top speed. But I mean, guys, I'm in Mexico going 90, and I can fucking rip it, and it still pulls like a freaking freight train. This thing is an absolute beast. Oh, and that brings me to the next thing, this seat. The seat, concept seat. It's an expensive ass seat. While it is more comfortable and wider, it puts me so high up, guys. I'm like sitting on top of the world up here, which puts me out in the wind even more. So, you know, that's a catch-22. Overall, though, it's probably definitely worth it over the Stalker. The Stalker was a freaking 2x4 with a cloth over it, so. But yeah, it puts me up so high that I'm not able to grip the bike with my legs as much as I want to, because my legs are so long that, you know, the boots don't help. That's another thing, guys. If I was shorter, it wouldn't be as much of an issue, but it's definitely insinuating, making the issue worse, being taller. See, there's no real way to grip. I can't grip the bike. If I scoot up, I can grip it a little better, I suppose, but the bike gets a little bit of a head shake. because I'm not able to grip it fully with my torso, I have to hold the bars, you know, because it's ripping me off the seat. But hopefully, you know, something I'll get used to. I didn't spend a whole lot of time on the stock seat to do, you know, a full comparison, but I'd like to at least take this thing on some longer trips and not just get super beat up by the wind. But I don't know if that's going to be a possibility. Oh, this is a sick freaking on-ramp too. Mercedes is gonna mess me up. No, come on. Dude, ruined my fun, dude. Hang it. Hate that. Hate when cars ruin your fun, dude. You got a freaking Mercedes. You could have hit that way faster. Golly. So annoying. It's like the best turn in my freaking 50-mile radius. Freaking Mercedes had to mess it up. Alright, we gotta scoot up. Become one with the bike. A head shake. Yeah, guys, I'm definitely keeping this gearing. Anything over 100, it starts to head shake. So I don't want to be going that fast anyways. Definitely not a highway bike. Bro, what are you doing? This fucking somebody's all over the place. Guys, left turn signal on, going right. Just say it, but when I get on the highway, or, you know, even going like 70, 80 on some back roads, you know, I gotta go a long ways. That's when it just makes me think, man, what if I just bought that ZX6 instead? I'd be so comfortable right now. You gotta think, I mean, I live in Florida, guys. We don't have twisty roads. We have flat, long highways. I mean, that's the majority of your riding is on a flat, long, straight road. Very, very seldom do we get to turn at all. You know, I'm about to go to the famous twisty spot right now and show you pretty much the only curvy roads that we have in an entire 100-mile radius. So keep that in mind when I talk about, you know, possible regret of not getting a Super Sport instead of a Supermoto is I'm mainly going to be on these long straight highway roads. You know, that's the bulk of the riding here. Unfortunately, I don't like it personally. I'd love to be in Tennessee right now riding mountains, but you know, I'm stuck here. scratch that, guys. I'm kind of running low on time. We're not going to be able to hit the twisties after all. I'm just going to have to get back on this highway and get my mission complete. But we'll do that on another video. I'll show you my local twisties and pretty much all we got to work with. Too good for the bike just to sit there at 7K cruising, you know, for 10-15 minutes. I'm sure it's fine, but you know, if you want to go on a couple hour ride, this thing's freaking brutal. Just sucks, you know, because I have none of my bikes are really capable of riding on the highway comfortably. I'm seriously about to buy a dang Goldwing freaking over it. Victory is probably the closest thing to a highway bike, but I bought a windshield. It has no windshield from the factory. I bought one for it for, you know, a lot of money, and the wind just goes right up underneath it and just blasts me in the face. It's honestly more windy with the windshield than without it, which is insane. The air is literally just uppercuts me. So then I bought these little side pieces you put on the forks to deflect the wind, but I haven't tried them out yet. But the bike is just gonna look ridiculous. By the time I get all that different wind deflectors and all that shit on there, it's gonna look hideous. So I don't know. I want to take some long trips, you know, across state lines, but I ain't doing it on none of my bikes, that's for sure. Whew. I love the sound of that tunnel.